Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Well, most air people, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Air players, you are looking, waiting for this moment. It's kind of a sad moment too because this is the end of the exclusive weapons, the very last one, and that is Morrison's exclusive weapon. We got this to drop tonight. We just took a look at it, and man, I figured they would do something, maybe towards like countering missile teams or something. They just said, hey, this guy's just going to do some crazy damage, and I'm all here for it. Not only that, but this level 30 skin, can we just take a moment and take a look at this? His name is the Reaper, Morrison, the Reaper, and yeah, this guy absolutely looks like a complete unit with a spike missiles, whatever that stuff is. He's got machine guns popping out of there, all these spikes and stuff popping up. They did just an amazing job with this design. Definitely fits the name. 100% fits the name. And yeah, I really like it. It's really, really cool. I like the animations, everything he's got going on. It's certainly intimidating for what it is. So I really like what they did with the level 30 skin. The other ones, not bad either. Level 1, so just unlocking this. It is an improvement. If you look at his base skin, it is an improvement over the base skin. I do like this. Just level 1, nice little upgrade. Level 10 gives you a little more something. Get the upgraded machine guns and a little bit, bigger design. And then, of course, 20 gets a little bit bigger with it too. Bigger wings, bigger guns, bigger turbos, all that other stuff, bigger chopper blades and all that. And then the wings in the back there too, pretty cool. So even level 20, pretty cool on this guy. And then obviously level 30, fully maxed out. Just, it's got the animation and all that. Like always, pretty sweet design. I really like it, like what they did here. Everything else is pretty much the same. You're going to have your attack HP, defense increases, reduce all damage type. Pretty standard stuff here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Taking a look at Morrison's auto attack upgrade. Attacks one enemy unit dealing physical damage equal to 361%. And then does of attack. And then for every auto attack performed, Morrison fires a devastation shell at the enemy with the highest HP, dealing HP percent damage equal to 3% of the target's current HP. If we click on this HP percent damage, it's going to break down what this means. HP percent damage ignores target's defense, damage reduction, damage resistance, all that stuff. It's just, hey, if they have 1 million HP, it's going to do 3% of 1 million HP. Unless that 3% of 1 million is more than 150% of Morrison's attack. So this will not deal more than 150% of Morrison's attack. So it's one of those things where it's capped at one or the other. Either it's going to do 3% of the max HP, or it's going to do 150% of Morrison's attack. Kind of whatever's the lowest there of those two. So if you're hitting somebody with some crazy high HP, it's not going to exceed the cap of 150% of attack. But that's straight to health. It's ignoring defense. It's ignoring the damage resistance from like your gear, all that other stuff. So either way, this is great. This was, when I was talking about not Fiona's upgrade, but Stepman's upgrade, where he was stripping shields or doing shield-based damage. Yeah, great. You might strip some shields off or whatever, but this is taking down HP. I mean, HP is huge. Once you reduce the HP, it just makes the fight go that much faster. You're just a couple more hits away then from taking down your enemy. And not all of them have shields. So this is going to be working a lot more often in a lot more scenarios, aside from maybe against aircraft fights. Because the only thing it doesn't state specifically is if shields are involved or not. So that is a question we don't have the answer to. So maybe they'll update the wording in here to add that. I'll send him a message too just to clarify that. So that might be an update later. So check the wording on this later on whether that's going to do anything to shields or whether it's going to do anything to heroes with shields or not. Either way, though, this did a huge amount of damage to the world boss. Just unlocking the exclusive weapon, I saw my Morrison's world boss damage shoot up tremendously. Just because it's the HP attack damage increase. It just, world boss damage, our world boss has a ton of health. So you throw on the HP percent damage increase on top of his auto attack, he was doing a ton of damage. And then moving on to the level 10 skill. This is the tactics ability that gets unlocked at level 10, or at the exclusive weapon level 10, I should say. Attacks random enemies 20 times. And that is twice the amount of times he normally does. So his normal tactic ability was 10 times. This is doing 20 times, so doing twice the damage already, or hitting enemies twice as many times. Dealing physical damage equal to 230% of attack and reducing the target's defense by 5%, stacking up to 5 times and lasting for 9 seconds. So he is not only doing damage to health directly, but then he's also stripping defense and just being able to do a ton more damage, allowing your team to do a ton more damage for your D.Va, your Skylar too as well. And I mean, just overall insane amount of damage this guy's putting out. So when I unlocked this, my world boss damage again jumped up a ton, because not only does he do all that, but then he does another devastation shell at the enemy with the highest HP, dealing HP based damage again, and that is 10% of the target's HP. This is just crazy because he's doing his tactic ability, he's doing this defense stripping, and then he's doing the HP based damage again. And like I said, it's 10% of the target's HP, which is up from the 3% here. And in order to make that actually effective, they increase this HP damage. If you click this here, it goes through the same thing it said in the first time, except for it says damage dealt per hit cannot exceed 450% of the attack. So it's 3 times higher the damage output potential. And that is capped at 10% here, or 450% on the attack. So either HP or attack, whichever one is, basically the lower of the two. And when I say that, if 10% of the hero's HP that you're hitting is less than 450% of attack, it's not going to increase that amount. It's just going to be capped at that 10%. So if 10% is, say, 300,000 damage, and Morrison's attack, 450% of that is 450,000 damage, it's not going to exceed that 10%. So just so that you understand that properly, that's that breakdown. Again, this did insane amount of damage to the world boss. This damage just keeps stacking. Your stripping defense is going to be great for PvP. And then once you get to level 20, always the same thing, 7.5% attack, HP, and defense. Nothing crazy there. Moving on to the level 30 upgrade. When a devastation shell hits, which are the 2 HP based attacks from the first 2 abilities, anytime that hits, it reduces the target's defense by 10% for 5 seconds. So the question I had was, if you're reducing the target's defense by 5% here, stacking up to 5 times, if that is 5 times for all players, you're reducing 25%, and then you hit the player with the highest HP, and you're reducing their defense by 10%, does that then make it 35%? So that bit is a little unclear unless I'm missing something here. Not quite sure. Overall, though, I think the level 30 weapon, while it is going to be very, very useful, I think this is something where if you are debating whether you're going to level up, say, Skylar or Lucius, whether you want to get one of them up to level 31st, or maybe your D.Va up to level 31st, I would say those 3 I would prioritize over Morrison's level 30. Now, if you're saying, hey, I want to push one of these, I don't have them all up to 20 yet or whatever, You could push Morrison up to 21st, maybe ahead of Skylar, maybe your Lucius. But overall, I would say leave his level 30 probably for last, just because he's already doing so much between these first two abilities. You get him to level 20, and he's already going to be a complete unit for you. The buffs you're getting from your other players, Diva, you're just getting more damage output from her. But your Skylar, you're getting the extra stun. Your Lucius, you're getting the increased attack ability with his level 30. So that's why I'm saying leave this guy for last whenever you're talking about level 30 upgrades. I may be wrong. I don't know. I just don't think overall that the 10% on top of like these is going to matter as much as some of the other abilities, in my opinion. Plus, this isn't really going to help in a lot of other scenarios either. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Do you think they absolutely knocked it out of the park with not only his look, but then his skills as well? The skills are just insane if you ask me. I think it brings a lot of the teams in line. I think Aircraft still has a pretty strong edge. You throw Murphy in there, and this team is just going to be countering like everything. Just so much damage, so much survivability. I think it's a really, really strong team. I can't wait to get this on my main account. But overall, I'm hearing a lot of things about Stepman and some different lineups with him. Obviously, Fiona's exclusive weapon with stripping abilities and things. So we'll see. We'll see how things shake out after Season 5. And then we're looking forward to what are they bringing on Season 6? What's going to be the next big thing? So lots of questions that we're going to have answered here in the coming weeks, because this is week 6. We only have 2 weeks left of Season 5. And then it's postseason and what comes after that. But thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will catch you guys in the next one.